The last time you cried, really cried, not a sniffle, the real thing. You did something no other animal on Earth can do. Not tears to keep your eyes wet, not tears from slicing an onion. Real crying. Crying because you feel something. Only you. You are the only animal alive that weeps from emotion. Every other creature on this planet, nothing weeps the way you do. Your dog whimpers, your dog grieves, and your dog, well, hold that thought. Chimps, your closest cousins, do not cry, not the way you do, not as far as we have ever seen. Only the human animal leaks salt water when its heart breaks. You do it constantly, without ever deciding to. And here is the genuinely strange part. This is not a weakness. It may be one of your species' quiet secret weapons, a superpower dressed up as falling apart. Let's be clear about how weird this really is. Loads of animals have tears. Anything with eyes has to keep them wet. That is plumbing. It is not feeling. Plenty of animals tear up from pain or wind or dust, but that is the eye defending itself. It is not the animal saying anything. Now sit with a grieving elephant, a heartbroken-looking dog, a chimp that has just lost its baby. These animals are clearly devastated, and not one of them breaks down and weeps the way you would. They feel. They just do not do the thing you do, the eyes that spill over when the words simply will not come. And it is not some rare quirk. Every human culture on Earth cries. Babies do it before they can even talk. We do it at funerals, at weddings, at films, at songs, at frankly ridiculous adverts.
We are taught it is childish, weak, something to grow out of. You have heard of crocodile tears. Crocodiles really do leak tears while they eat, but there is no sadness behind it. It is pure plumbing, a faker's tears from an animal that feels none of it. Even Darwin was baffled by the human version. He called crying one of the most peculiar things about us, a genuine mystery sitting right on the front of your face. But evolution does not keep useless things around for millions of years. So what on earth is crying for? Here is the leading answer. Crying is not a glitch. It is a message. The single most honest message your body can send. When you cry, you broadcast something you cannot fake on command, a signal, and it is aimed straight at other people. Start with the tears. You actually make 3 completely different kinds. The first kind just keeps your eyes wet, a thin film all day, every day. You never notice it. The second kind is your eye's panic button. Grit, wind, onion fumes, your eye floods to wash the attacker out. Useful, mechanical, nothing to do with your heart. And then there is the third kind, emotional tears, the ones that show up when you are overwhelmed. And here is what almost nobody knows. These tears are not even the same on the inside. Emotional tears carry extra chemistry, stress hormones, even natural painkillers, things your body seems to be flushing out through your eyes, which may be why a proper cry leaves you wrung out and then oddly calm. You felt that, the strange relief afterwards. Though here's a fair warning.
Whether a cry truly fixes your mood is actually still argued about. Sometimes a good cry lifts you. Sometimes it just wrings you out. It seems to help most when someone comforts you afterwards, which, honestly, is the whole point. The tears were never really about you alone. Because from the very start, crying was built to travel. Why salt water carries all that? Honestly, we are still figuring that out. But that calm is a side effect. The real magic is what those tears do to everyone around you. Picture the moment you actually break down. Your face crumples, your vision blurs, and really think about what that blur does. You literally cannot see well enough to fight. Your hands drop, your guard drops. Crying makes you visibly, obviously harmless. It is a white flag your body raises without asking you, and it is brutally hard to fake. You can force a smile, you can fake a laugh. Real tears are far harder to summon on demand, which is exactly why we trust them. A tear in an apology, in a confession, in a courtroom. A tear can do what 1,000 words cannot, prove that you actually mean it. And that honesty is not an accident. Crying costs you something real. You admit weakness. You drop your guard. You cannot fight. A signal that costs you that much is a signal that is very hard to cheaply fake. The price is exactly what makes people believe it. Now put that signal in front of another person. Something almost automatic happens to them. Their face softens, they lean in, they want to help before they even decide to.
Your tears reach into another brain and pull out care.
We even pick it up from each other. One person's tears can start a whole room going. That is a remarkable trick for a drop of salt water. And this scales up in a way nothing else does. Think about the last funeral you sat through. A whole room of people crying at once. Nobody planned it, nobody could have faked it, and it did something to the group. Shared tears pull people into a single feeling. It is why we weep together at weddings, at songs, at the end of a sad film. For thousands of years, we built entire rituals around getting a whole group to cry as one. Grief split across many people is grief that no single person has to carry alone. Crying does not just summon one helper, it can bind an entire group in a heartbeat. A single weeping face can turn a hard room tender. So why would we, of all animals, evolve this? Because we are the neediest animal alive. A human baby can do almost nothing on its own. It cannot walk, it cannot feed itself, it cannot run. For years, it survives on exactly one thing: other people choosing to care for it. And what is the first tool a baby is born with? A cry that freezes every adult nearby. A baby's cry is almost physically impossible to ignore. Add real tears a few weeks later, and the signal becomes almost impossible to walk away from. But it was never just one mother's job. Our ancestors raised children as a group. It really did take a village, and a cry with tears recruited the entire village at once. And out there, being ignored was a death sentence. So the cries that got answered were the cries that got passed on.
Generation after generation after generation, we became the animal that cannot ignore a cry. Here is the thing, we never fully grow out of it. We stayed social animals right down to the bone. We did not survive by being strong. We survived by being held. And crying is how we say, I cannot do this alone, without saying a single word. Now, the honest bit. On the big picture, scientists mostly agree. Full, sobbing crying looks uniquely human, and it works as a social signal. But, remember your dog? For a long time, we said only humans cry. Then, in 2022, a study cracked that open. Scientists measured dogs' tears the moment they were reunited with the people they love, and the tears genuinely welled, driven by the same bonding chemical that floods through us when we hold someone. Now, a dog does not sob. It does not fall apart the way you do, but it quietly cracked the only human's rule. The raw ability to leak a tear from feeling may be older and more shared than we ever thought. What still looks truly, fully human is the whole storm of it, the sobbing, the shaking, the falling apart out loud. But exactly why tears? That part is still genuinely argued about. Some say it is the vulnerability, the blur, the helplessness, the white flag. Some say it is the chemistry, draining the stress and settling you down. Some say it is simply the most honest signal we have, too hard to fake to ever be a lie. There is even a fourth idea gaining ground, that over a lifetime, your tears teach the people close to you exactly when you've hit your limit.
A private language of need, written in salt water. The real answer is probably a little of all three. And here is why the mystery is the best part, not the worst. We know your tears are a message. We are still decoding everything they say. Your face is running a program older and deeper than we fully understand. So here is the quietly sad modern twist. Crying evolved to be seen. It is a signal, and a signal needs someone to receive it. But look at how we do it now. We hide it. We are told to toughen up, to not make a scene. Especially and stupidly, we tell boys not to. So we learn to cry in showers, into pillows, in parked cars. We fire off the oldest help signal we own into an empty room. A help message sent to nobody. We are lonelier than our ancestors could have imagined, and crying alone may be part of the proof. The signal itself still works perfectly. We have simply run out of people to send it to. And then there is the other strange modern habit. We cry at things that cannot be helped and do not need us. Adverts, films, songs, strangers on the internet. The signal fires anyway, because it was built long, long before screens existed. It is a village-sized feeling going off inside a one-person room. So the next time your eyes sting and spill over, and some part of you feels embarrassed by it, try to remember what it actually is. It is not you malfunctioning.
It is the most social animal on Earth doing the most human thing there is, reaching for other people with the one signal too honest to fake. Almost nothing else on Earth sends it quite like you do.
Not the elephant, not the chimp, not even your dog, not fully, not the whole sobbing storm of it. Only you. A soft-hearted, overthinking, upright ape that cries at weddings and means every single drop of it. That is not a flaw in the design. That right there is the design. Let it out. Which is, on balance, a very strange way to build a survivor. And somehow, against everything, it worked.